Recently, I had a viewer ask me to review Tec.to. I actually have done a video about this, but it was years and years ago, and holdings change, percentage allocated to each company changes, so we're going to quickly go over it again today. I just want to say that I am a fan of this ETF. I think it's really, really good. The only drawback that I kind of see is the management fee. So let's take a quick look. This ETF trades under ticker symbol TEC, Tec.to. Now, it's a ETF provided by TD Asset Management. It's done very, very well in the past. If we take a look at 2020, it was up 47%, 2021, 25%, but in 2022, it was down 32%. Now, I just want to illustrate that if you had bought this in the beginning of 2022 and you did not get to ride those huge gains up in the previous years, this may stress you out, okay? So if this minus 32% stresses you out as an investor, probably not for you. We got market money funds for you where you're not going to lose money. If you can take a bit of a roller coaster on your portfolio, a bunch of numbers on the screen going up or down, then you can do very, very well with this ETF. 2023 up 52%. So this thing has done very, very good in the past. This is a relatively new ETF, only being around since 2020, but as you can see, TD's done a fantastic job with this one. Now, I did mention that the management fee was a little bit high. I mean, it's nowhere near 2% like a mutual fund of banks in years yonder, but this management fee here is higher because there is currency transfer. So all these assets in this ETF are American. So, there's CAD to USD transfers. It always costs more. So it's not unique that this is higher. I'm just explaining, why. We're going to get down to the good stuff here and take a look at the top holdings. So we're talking 13% in Microsoft, 11% in Apple, 8% in NVIDIA. So when you see that this fund did really, really well recently, well, NVIDIA did really, really well recently, and it's a large percent. It's a top holding. So you can do the math on that one. That's why. Amazon Amazon is 7% of the fund. Meta 4%, Alphabet, different classes are 4 and 3%. Broadcom, Tesla, Visa, MasterCard, ASML in the top holdings. We're getting pretty low once we're under 1%, but there are amazing companies such as Salesforce, Adobe, Netflix, all the stuff that you would really want to see here. But, if you scroll down, you don't really need to focus too much on things that are up 0.1%. I'd focus on the top 10 holdings. That's usually what you focus on in ETFs. And the top 10 holdings on this ETF are very, very strong, and you want them in your portfolio, in my opinion. In fact, the only holding in the top 10 here that a lot of investors might not want to own is Tesla. So if you're not a fan of Tesla, you need to ask yourself, this ETF has a 2% weighting in Tesla. Are you okay with 2% of your money going into it, $2 out of every 100? If not, maybe it's not for you. But I think there is a big, big solid list of companies here that I would like to own. I just want to touch on the dividend yield. This is not for yield investors. It's only at a 0.56%, so it's really almost nothing, especially if you're going to be holding this in a taxable account where there's a 15% withholding tax on these US companies, so it's going to be 15% less of this. In the past, I've recommended this ETF to friends, and obviously they've done well if they've held it for a period of time and not gotten scared when it goes down slightly. It's a really good ETF. I would buy it if I didn't own most of these holdings individually. That's what I happen to do. I hold them in US dollars individually. If I didn't, then I would definitely consider this ETF. I would definitely add this to my portfolio. I think it's really, really good. Right on, TD. See you in the next one, guys.